So here we are at the Semenggoh Wildlife Reserve, and we're just about to go into the park. Generally they do feedings around 9 a.m., so we're trying to get in for that. So let's hurry up.
Experience here tells us that people who got bitten by orangutan are always those who take it for granted that orangutan are friendly, because later on you will see, you may even see some orangutan maybe moving on the ground, very friendly, looks very tame, but you always remember that wildlife are always wildlife. They are never human. They are, when we say wildlife, they are always wildlife. We have 27 orangutan here. We'll be going to the main feeding area 200 meters away from here, hoping to see some orangutan. So while you are here and inside, I would like to have your cooperation to be quiet. We will always put a rope there on the bridge to across the bridge to inform visitors that he's around, so that you know that he's around, so that you take extra care, because we can't afford to let people get into problem with him, because he's very strong. No one here can control him, like I said, so we don't want things like that to happen. We set the time 9 o'clock, they don't come exactly at 9. We set the time at 3, they don't come exactly at 3. They're all free in the wild, roaming around freely, not in the cages like some people expect to see.
As far as scheduling goes, our redheaded relatives were already there when the crowd walked in. As more and more people came in, the spectacle started to seem a bit contrived and unnatural. But I had to keep in mind that even though these animals were dangling down ropes to get to the footbridges where they could find the food left for them by the park rangers, there's no difference between these animals and those in any other part of Borneo. If you hire a taxi to Semenggoh, they'll probably ask you if you want one-way or two-way. This is because there's no shuttle service for the park. There is, however, a city bus that can get you back if you've got the time to wait. It picks up and drops off right in front of the entrance on the main road. Tours and taxis start at 20 to 40 ringgit. But if you can find the bus station, something I lost interest in doing quite quickly, take the STC bus number 6, which takes 40 minutes and costs only 4 ringgit. The drawback is that the only two times that they come by are 7:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. Most people book through their hotel, however, which provide pickup, drop-off, and wait nearby with air condition running. In fact, my producer and I got our ride back with a bed and breakfast owner who provides the service of touring the nearby parks for guests that stay at his place. His wife, a native Bornean, also cooks local dishes with ingredients like wild mushrooms and produce grown right on site. Tragically, one of the reasons that Semenggoh is in operation is because the habitat in the surrounding area has been completely depleted by logging interests. At the time of filming, the park entrance fee was 3 ringgit. The fee helps pay for food, park maintenance, and medical services and supplies for the rehabilitation of the animals. As the park ranger notes, the feeding times are 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. The orangutans are not caged. The infamous male runs this area with an iron fist. Along the walking trail to get to the viewing area, there's a 20 centimeter thick tree trunk that's been literally ripped in half by one of his displays of aggression. He, like any other male orangutan you might come across in Borneo, is absolutely not to be trifled with. Do not approach orangutans. If you're on a hike and you encounter a male showing signs of aggression, which can include loud, aggravated noises, flailing of the arms, or heightened pacing, back away slowly. If the animal charges, do not waste time hanging around. Run as fast as you can, do not hide, and definitely do not attempt to climb a tree. Males are large, often shaggy-haired primates with plate-like flaps made of fat supported by the musculature of the face. And while they're certainly the stars of the show here at Semenggoh, they're not the only animals in town. The Rehabilitation Center also houses displaced porcupines, gibbons, river terrapins, and freshwater crocs. Being that this is not a very touristy park, use Semenggoh as your first taste of seeing wild orangutans, if only because it's for a good cause, and then head out with a guide to see what else you can find in Borneo's wildlife multiplicity.